Vineet Garewal, on behalf of the Sikhlens team, want to welcome each one of you today and want to express our sincere gratitude for your presence. Originally founded in California in 2001, Sikhlens has grown into a global movement with established chapters in the US, India, UK, Canada, and Australia. The Sikhlens India Festival Directorate, which began with the first festival in 2020 in Chandigarh, is now celebrating its 25th anniversary to expand initiatives beyond Chandigarh to cities across India, creating and expanding the ecosystem for all. The 2026 Worldwide Festival Journey of Sikhlens will commence from Chandigarh, hosted by Sikhlens India, and at the Tagore Theatre on Saturday, 28th February. The festival will be a full-day celebration with free entry for all. In a landmark event for the global diaspora, emerging filmmakers and creative artists, the festival directors from Sikhlens, USA, Canada, and the UK will be joining in India together for the very first time. The unprecedented gathering of global leadership defines a new integration for Sikh-centric films and arts, bringing together the works of international filmmakers, artists, and patrons to India. Sikh-centric arts, culture, and innovation-led filmmaking and academic scholarships in the domain of filmmaking and creative fields to preserve stories in all formats for future generations. The key festival highlights will be a film premiere, a book launch, the formal release of The Legend of 1972, Life, Hockey and Beyond, flagship calendar launch, the Sikhlens Honors celebrating global patrons all over the world. The festival's official film selection features 25 plus films from 6 countries including India, UK, USA, Switzerland, Canada, and Australia. Many are curated through the Sikhlens scholarship programs under the Destination S, Project S, Community Voices, and Sikhlens Animations. This eclectic and larger-than-life showcase is going to enrich us all and soak us in the vastness and richness of our cultural heritage. Now I would like to invite on stage the festival directors, Shri Kuldip Singh and Srimati Gurpreet Kaur Singh, for the keynote addresses.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh, welcome you all. And it's a very proud moment today, as I see this project, especially from Sikhlens Publishing, doing a book on Kuldip Bhogal's journey. It took us like several years, and can't believe that the project is ready to be rolled out. And I'm looking forward to reading the book and sharing it around the world with our friends and families. Thank you.
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the journey to here, from where it started. For over 25 plus years, Sikhlens has been producing a larger-than-life arts calendar, which has kind of really grown and given a lot of encouragement and a platform to Sikh artists worldwide, Sikh history as well. That has expanded into supporting young authors with publishing some of their books. I remember one of the earliest ones we did was on Fauja Singh by Kushwant Singh, and it's kind of grown since then. And so today we get to this point here, The Legend of 1972, and obviously everyone knows about the film festival and the films that we support and the young filmmakers who are 7, 8, 9, 10 years old to young adults as well as older adults all across the globe. So that's how we are here today.
Thank you.
And that's great. It makes it personal.
Yeah. So, everyone around the room here, and my friends always ask me that why we did the story on Kuldip, fondly known as DP. And so for me, this is very personal. Like in early 80s, I was just 20 years old, and I go to California, and I bump into this gentleman here, and he just took on, and we became friends, and we became roommates, and I had no clue about who he was. And I love cooking and cool, and we made a good team. I used to cook, and he used to clean the dishes. He's like a very, very clean person. And at home, he would say, "Aj Jeetpal Singh aa raha hai, aj ye banda aa raha hai hockey da." I had absolutely no clue. And now I look back, and these were like the VVIPs of hockey domain. They were coming and hanging out at our home. You know, I wish I would have known. I could have taken their autographs and those kind of things and all that stuff. So more and more I start, and then, you know, and the power of cool is like in those days, there were no Indian restaurants, and, you know, we were very frugal. We hardly had any money. And so every Friday, he would sit down with the Rolodex. Now we have these electronic things. And he says, "Biggie, where would you like to go and have dinner tonight?" This is the question. Mega, what are my options? You know, he would go like, so he knew like everyone in the town. And like a lot of times people, they now say that, "Biggie, you know all the people in the world and who are in the Sikh domain." And I think the credit goes to Cool Paji. And so he would open the Rolodex, and whosoever he would call, and I could feel the conversation. "Cool, come on over." And then, you know, they would feed us for dinner, and those ladies at their home or the family would pack us food for the entire week. So that was our mode of operation while we were there. And more I knew, and then I felt very sad when he moved back to UK. But I kept in touch with him, you know, like every year I missed talking to him and things like that. So I made a point always stay connected. Then at some stage, when through Sikhlens Publishing, I approached him, he says, "Not really interested. You know, meri ki story hai." But then I talked to Ujasvi. So here, I think I must credit Ujasvi's team also. It was, I think, 3 years or 4 years almost. 4 years. It's been a long, and you know how much work has gone into this, getting the stories. And sometimes, you know, getting the stories which are very personal and putting them in the paper. And, you know, and he knew people around the world. So I think I am so happy. I want to kind of here congratulate Ujasvi's team and our publisher, Ajay, who put up this book. And I think you will find a lot of inspirational stories in it, migration stories. And I think potentially we would love to see if we can do a film on this subject. Thank you.
Next, we have the book trailer screening of the book, The Legend of 1972, written by Shri Kuldip Singh Bhogal. Mr. Saurabh Duggal, who is the current president of the Press Club, an independent journalist based in Chandigarh who reports on sports and social issues, examining sport as a tool for social and economic empowerment in rural India. Before turning independent, he worked with the Hindustan Times, Chandigarh, for over 15 and a half years until January 15, 2021. Sir has received multiple fellowships to study the interface between sports and society, including the Inclusive Media UNDP Fellowship on Sports as a Vehicle for Social Upliftment and Women's Empowerment in Rural Haryana. a 2016 fellowship on sports and life in rural Punjab, and a 2018 fellowship supported by the International Center for Research on Child Violence. He won the National Award for Excellence in Sports Journalism in 2019 and received the Ladli Media Award for Gender Sensitivity in 2020 and 2022. The author of Akhada, the authorized biography of wrestling coach Mahavir Singh Bhogal, on whose life the Bollywood film Dangal was based. An international level skater, he represented India at the Asian Championship, won multiple national medals, and contributes to the BBC and other media platforms. I would request you, Mr. Bhogal, to please come on the stage. Shri Kuldip Singh Bhogal, our respected guest author, from a small town in Uganda to the grand stage of the Olympic Games. Born in Mbale, Uganda, to Sikh parents who had migrated from Punjab in 1947, Kuldip Singh, DP or Kool Paji to his friends, fell in love with hockey early, following in the footsteps of his older brothers, whom he eclipsed in due course. His breathtaking speed, dazzling stick work, and clinical finishing took him to the Sikh Union Kampala club, and at just 18, the Ugandan national team. He proved unstoppable from his very first international game, scoring twice on debut and becoming one of East Africa's best hockey players. Reaching the pinnacle of his career at the 1972 Munich Olympics, scoring 4 goals and earning selection into the prestigious World 11, was picked to take on West Germany, the new Olympic champions. He reached the height of his fame and prowess at only 22, sadly did not feature in another Olympics as a player, after Asians were expelled from Uganda by President Idi Amin that year. Migrating to the UK and then the United States, he carried his passion with him, captained and coached the US team, including at the 1975 Pan American Games. In this fascinating story of triumph, tragedy, and replacement, Sir candidly reflects on his struggles through the challenges life threw at him. Early poverty, battles with depression and alcoholism, failed marriages, and moments of despair. His story is one of resilience, spiritual grounding in the Sikh tradition, and a deep love for the game. I would like to invite Shri Kuldip Bhogal on the stage, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor and privilege for me to be part of a book launch of a legendary hockey player, 1972 Munich Olympic hockey player Kuldip Singh Bhogal sir. Really, I am thankful to the Sikhlens for giving me this opportunity, and my dear friend Ojasvi Sharma, and all those who have contributed in this book, Mona Sharma, Rohit Mahajan sir. क्योंकि ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਾਕੀ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਧਿਆਨ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਬਟ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਰੂਟਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਅਫਰੀਕਨ ਨੇਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਗਏ, ਐਂਡ ਵੀ ਹੈਡ ਅ ਰਿਪਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਫਰੋਮ ਕੀਨੀਆ ਐਂਡ ਉਗਾਂਡਾ, ਐਂਡ ਦੈਟ ਟੂ all those players have got a very limited facilities because they were there for a greener pasture, and अपने देश तो बाहर जाके एक टॉप लेवल पे, क्योंकि ओलंपिक्स तो बड़ा कोई प्लेटफॉर्म नहीं है, उत्थे जाके अचीव करना एक बहुत ही वड्डी अचीवमेंट है, और मैं सिखलेंस नूं तहे दिल तो धन्यवाद करना है कि उन्होंने ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਰ ਦੀ ਕਹਾਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਭ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ. ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਵੈਰੀ ਮਚ, ਐਂਡ ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਸਰ ਫॉर गिविंग me this an opportunity.
My pleasure.
And before we take a deep dive into your journey with hockey, could you tell us about your family roots in Punjab and what forced them to migrate to Uganda?
My dad was born in Salo, Namashare. He went to Uganda in 1947 during the Second World War, and he went by the steamer, and he had a rough time because during the war he couldn't go. He'd sleep about a week in Bombay streets. Then he left, and then I was born in Uganda, and then it was a very small place called Mbale, and I started playing hockey because it was not very expensive sports, And that's where I started playing hockey.
And as you mentioned that your father slept on footpath in Bombay.
Yeah, because of the Second World War, the ships were delayed and all that. And I happened to, when I went to, my mom was from Unna, from Haryana, Shimla, Himachal, and I went to see the routes one time to Shimla, and they're very educated people in Shimla. And they said your dad was very brave that he went to Uganda, otherwise you'll be roaming in Himachal here.
And before hockey, tennis was your first choice, first love. So how you switched over to hockey?
The thing was, I was playing tennis, but one day we were four brothers playing in one team, and my brother was the captain of the team. He didn't want me to be, and four brothers playing in one team. So I gave up. I was very young. I was scared of him. He was like a fatherly figure. So one day they were playing a game. They were one play short. So my teacher, Kuldip Singh Bhogal, he called me and said, "Why don't you call Kuldip? He'll fit in." So my brother said, "Okay," because we have one shot. And that day I had a very good game, and that's the time it took off. Then I started playing hockey.
So your choice for hockey was by chance?
By chance. I love tennis otherwise.
But you must have heard about the story of Indian hockey Olympians, Indian hockey triumph before switching over to hockey?
My brother used to buy Sports and Time, and the pictures of the Indian hockey players used to come in the magazines. That's how we started reading about hockey, like Kuldip Singh, Principal. We used to read about them in the books and the Sports and Pastime.
And so Uganda had never been into Olympics before 1972, though Kenya had a representation in Olympics. So when you thought it was possible for you to, or for the Uganda to be part of the Olympics journey?
The reason we qualified, we had all African championships. You had to be number one to qualify for the Olympics. That was Kenya. So Japan dropped out. So that's how Uganda got the chance to play in the Munich 72. Otherwise, they would have never played.
And ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਿਊਨਿਕ ਜਿਹੜੀ 올림픽ਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਰਨੀ ਰਹੀ, you scored 4 goals, ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਝ ਦੱਸੋ ਸਰ.
Well, the starting was very rough because ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਿਕਲਣ ਲੱਗੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਯੂਗੈਂਡਾ ਤੋਂ, ਤੇ ਈਡੀ ਅਮੀਨ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ 90 days ਦਿੱਤੇ ਕਿ you all Asians, you got to leave the country. So, but we had no choice. We went to play, चल गए, Munich चल गए. But we used to have pressure from the reporters. Whenever we used to go out of a camp, all the reporters used to chase us. Why you're playing for a country where your family has been kicked out? But we had no choice. And Idi Amin used to call every night, how are these Indian players playing? Are they behaving themselves or not? And one of the guys said, our family has been kicked out. And Idi got the message from the embassy. So we were all scared that something was going to happen. But luckily, the next day, one of our guys, John Akibua, he broke the world record in 448 meters. So everything changed after that.
So basically, sports contributed as a healer for the Asian community.
Definitely, it was. Very.
And so you were also selected as a World 11.
Yeah, they choose, for the Olympics, they choose 11 players in the world, and I was chosen one of them because I scored against Germany and they won the gold medal. And I had a very good game that day.
And African nation continent to ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੋ ਜਣੇ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਰ, ਤੁਸੀਂ
and one guy from Kenya, Sujit. From India was Ashok Dhyanchand.
ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਹਾਕੀ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਰ ਇੱਕ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੱਕ ਵੱਡੀ ਅਚੀਵਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਰਲਡ ਦੇ 11 ਪਲੇਅਰ 'ਚ ਸ਼ਾਮਿਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ.
It's very difficult because from the whole world they choose 11 players. And luckily we couldn't play the game in Berlin because of the Israelis were shot down there at that time, and because they had to cancel the event.
And sir, after 1972 Munich Olympics representing Uganda at the world's top stage, then you were forced to leave Uganda. What was the situation at that time? What was the feeling in your mind?
It was very, very difficult. In fact, I was very lucky. When we left Entebbe, I saved few families. They were going to be shot, But I had my blazer here. And Edie had said all the Uganda players should be safe. So, and the army people don't know who you are. So, but then when they saw my medal,
The blazer.
blazer. It's okay, you can go. And behind us, all were raped and all the Indians were very executed.
So you were able to save a lot of families also.
Yes, sir.
So they were from Asian origin or from the Indian origin?
Asian origin. They're all from Asian origin. And happily, when I went to the airport, the guy who was on the team, he was at the duty, you know. He said, where are you going? I said, no, my family is going, I'm going to stay here. And he said, tell your sisters to cover their arms with the gold, you know, otherwise it'll be taken away.
And sir, from Uganda, you moved to America.
I came to Leeds first in UK because my family was all there. Then my elder brother who played in the Olympics too, he went to Canada, Toronto, and I went to Washington. Because R.S. Gentle from India, he sent me to there's a club called John F. Kennedy Club in which I coached them in Washington, D.C. And Ganga Singh was the president of the hockey club. That's why I moved down there. Then I couldn't play for, I played for the US, I captained the US Olympic team and captained them, but I couldn't play them because once you played for one country, you can't play for any more countries. So then I just coached them for the Pan Am Games in 75 Mexico. And then at that time, 76 were coming for the Montreal Olympics. So the Canadians called me to come and coach them for the Montreal Olympics, 76.
So on the migration front, your family moved from Punjab to Uganda, then from Uganda to UK and America. So your journey has been to 4 continents.
Yes.
So how you kept hockey alive throughout your life?
I had the passion, you know, that kept me through hockey. I met a lot of my friends. Otherwise I would have been lost, you know. Because you make a lot of connections with the hockey. Like I met Vicky Singh there just through coincidence, you know, and they became very good friends. And all these things that happened because of Vicky Singh. Otherwise, it would have never happened.
And sir, how difficult it was to step into on the shoes of coach?
I think
To be as a coach.
it was very funny. I was very young when I became the US Olympic coach, and I happened to, there was a training session going on, and I had to go at the son of the president of the Olympic team. I shouted at him, but as a coach, you can't shout in front of everybody, you know. So I have to take some lessons after that. You have to take psychology, you know, that even in a school teacher, you can't scold a kid in front of everybody. They get nervous and scared. And I didn't know he was the president's son. So I learned a lot of experience.
And sir, because of your roots, ਕਦੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਡਿਸਕ੍ਰਿਮੀਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਸਾਹਮਣਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਿਆ ਹੋਏ either
sports ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, you know, if you are good, nothing can stop you. In America, I was playing with a turban. It's very difficult, but because of my sports, it was very funny. I was coaching the girls team in Newport Beach. I had a white turban, chitti pak bunni si. वो कहते हैं genie किथों आ गया, you know. Because they didn't know who this guy is. But when I started coaching them, they became my friends, you know. So whenever I went in the evening for lunch or dinner, they used to work as part-time waitress, you know. Oh, here's our coach. And I had a bad experience also during the Iran thing, you know. I had a black turban, kali pak pai si the main petrol pan gaya. They thought I was Iranian and I was going to be shot, you know. But then the guy came from the cashier came, and he's not. But Americans very arrogant guy, that's what the main reason what Vicky is doing now is he's being the media, you know, publicity on there. People come to know about who Sikhs are. Others who can be Iranian again.
As a brand ambassador of hockey and also of the community, ਤਾਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਟ ਕਰ ਪਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ both on a social front?
I like to coach the kids because ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਪੈਸਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਬਹੁਤ. So now a lot of money is coming on, and that's how we can support them and make them play hockey.
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਰੂਟਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ ਫਾਦਰ ਸਾਈਡ ਤੋਂ ਉਹ ਬੰਗਾ ਤੋਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ?
ਬੰਗੇ ਨਵਾਂ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ
ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਣ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ?
Actually next week ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ, then I'm donating a machine to them, you know, like a Xerox machine, and they play cricket. They don't hockey ਨਹੀਂ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਉੱਥੇ. So I'm going to give them, contribute something to the cricket team.
ਕਦੇ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੁੱਖ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਸਰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਨੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੈ ਹਾਕੀ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਡੀਪ ਰੂਟਡ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਾਈਗ੍ਰੈਂਟਸ ਚਾਹੇ ਅਫਰੀਕਾ ਨੇਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਗਏ ਜਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਗਏ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਾਕੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਪ੍ਰਮੋਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਪੰਜਾਬ 'ਚ ਔਰ ਪਲੱਸ ਪਾਰਟੀਕੂਲਰ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਬੈਲਟ ਤੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਹਾਕੀ ਨੂੰ ਉਨੀ ਸਪੇਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲ ਪਾ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ।
ਮਿਲ ਤਾਂ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਇਟਸ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਆਲਸੋ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਦੇ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਦੇ ਵਾਂਟ ਪਲੇਸ ਫਰੋਮ ਆਲ ਓਵਰ ਇੰਡੀਆ, ਪਰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸੰਸਾਰਪੁਰ ਗੜ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਹਾਕੀ ਦਾ, all the medals won by the Sikhs, they were good. But then ਜਦੋਂ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਨਾ ਕਿ they would have players from every county, so your combination ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ. That's what like you guys have players from South, Madras, Punjab, the coordination ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ. ਸੰਸਾਰਪੁਰ ਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਨਾ, ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਖੇਲਣਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਔਰ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਵੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ. Players like ਪ੍ਰਿਤੀਪਾਲ, ਅਜੀਤਪਾਲ, ਸੁਰਜੀਤ, they were great players. But ਹੁਣ ਹਾਕੀ ਹੈਗੀ different. It's completely different hockey. It's like ice hockey ਕਹਿ ਲਓ ਤੁਸੀਂ.
ਐਂਡ ਪਲੱਸ ਅਫਰੀਕਨ ਨੇਸ਼ਨ 'ਚ ਹਾਕੀ ਦੀ ਠੀਕ ਠਾਕ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਸ ਸੀਗੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੀਗੇ,
ਹਾਂਜੀ,
ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਲਮੋਸਟ ਹਾਕੀ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਵੈਨਿਸ਼ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਹੈ? ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀਨੀਆ, ਉਗਾਂਡਾ ਦੀ ਕਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਟੀਮ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਓਲੰਪਿਕਸ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਟੂਰਨਾਮੈਂਟ।
ਇਟਸ ਫਨੀ 3 months ago ਮੈਂ ਗੋਰਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਉਹ ਜੁੱਟੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਗਏ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ, ਹਾਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਖੇਡਦੇ, ਕਿੱਥੇ ਗਏ, ਕਿਤੇ ਗੁਆਚ ਗਏ ਨਾ। ਇਵਨ ਦ ਡਚ ਪੀਪਲ ਦੇ ਵੈਰੀ ਕੀਨ ਔਨ ਸਿਕਸ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਗਏ ਸਾਰੇ, ਦੇ ਆਰ ਲੋਸਟ। ਬਟ ਹੁਣ ਯੂਗੈਂਡਾ ਤੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਮਾਈਗ੍ਰੇਟ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਬੰਦੇ, ਐਂਡ ਕੀਨੀਆ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੁਆਲੀ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਆ, ਅਤੇ 2-3 ਯੰਗਸਟਰਸ ਆ ਰਹੇ। ਤੇ in England which is very difficult to get in, is fitness and all that, and most of our kids want to do education. ਸਾਰੇ ਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਆਏ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਪੜ੍ਹੋ, ਹਾਕੀ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਹੈ, ਪੈਸੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਨਾ। ਬਟ ਹਾਕੀ ਐਜ਼ is a professional game in Europe, all doctors and lawyers ਖੇਡਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨਾ, ਅਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੂਸਰੀ ਲੋਕ ਜਨਤਾ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹ ਫੁੱਟਬਾਲ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ।
ਮੈਂ ਸਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੁੱਕ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਦੇ 'ਚ ਕੁਝ ਫੋਟੋਗ੍ਰਾਫਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡ ਚਿਲਡਰਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਦੇ, ਉਹ ਆਈਸ ਹਾਕੀ 'ਚ
ਮੇਰਾ
ਸਵਿਚ ਓਵਰ ਹੋਏ ਹੈ।
ਮੇਰਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਟੋਰੰਟੋ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਅਤੇ ਹੀ ਇਜ਼ ਮੈਰਿਡ ਟੂ ਅ ਕੈਨੇਡੀਅਨ, ਅਤੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਈਸ ਹਾਕੀ ਖੇਡਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ, ਦੇ ਆਰ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਵੈਰੀ ਵੈਲ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਦੇ ਗੋਟ ਦੈਟ ਨੈਚੁਰਲ ਟੈਲੈਂਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ, ਉਹ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਹੈਗਾ,
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਹਾਕੀ ਦਾ ਰੂਟ ਜੀਨਸ 'ਚ ਹੈਗੇ,
ਜੀਨਸ ਹੈਗੇ ਨਾ।
ਤਾਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ 'ਚ ਸਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਸ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਆਈਸ ਹਾਕੀ 'ਚ, ਪਰ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਓਰੀਜਨ ਜਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਅਨ ਓਰੀਜਨ ਦੀ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਆਈਸ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਹੁਣ?
ਉੱਥੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਡਿਫੀਕਲਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੈਰੀ ਡਿਫੀਕਲਟ ਪਲੇ ਆਈਸ ਹਾਕੀ, ਲਾਈਕ ਮੀ ਵੀ ਸਕੇਟਿੰਗ ਕਰਨਾ, ਪੱਗ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਬੰਨੀ, ਤਾਂ ਵੈਰੀ ਡਿਫੀਕਲਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਪੀਪਲ ਆਰ ਸਕੇਅਰਡ। ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਮੈਜੋਰਿਟੀ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਕਾਫੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਹੁਣ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਅਤੇ ਇਟ ਵਾਜ਼ ਵੈਰੀ ਡਿਫੀਕਲਟ ਟੂ ਫਿਟ ਇਨ। ਹੁਣ ਕਾਫੀ ਖੇਡਦੇ, ਵੈਨਕੂਵਰ 'ਚ ਕਾਫੀ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਏ, ਯੰਗਸਟਰਸ ਆਏ ਹੈ, ਦੇ ਆਰ ਪਲੇਇੰਗ ਫॉर ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਐਂਡ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਵੈਲ।
ਤਾਂ ਸਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੁੱਕ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੀ ਪਲੇਅਰ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਬੁੱਕ ਲਿਖੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਲਾਰਜਰ ਆਡੀਅנס ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਤੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਅਚੀਵਮੈਂਟ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ, ਕਿਤਾਬ ਆ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ? ਮੈਂ
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਿਲੀਵ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀ, ਬਟ ਵਿੱਕੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕੀਤੀ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਯੂ ਗੋਟ ਅ ਲੋਟ ਆਫ ਪੋਟੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਐਂਡ ਆਲ ਦੈਟ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ। ਫਿਰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਜੋ ਰਾਈਟਰ ਨਾਲ ਕੀਤਾ, ਮੈਂ 2-4 ਪੇਜ ਲਿਖਤੇ, ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਯਾਰ ਬੁੱਕ ਲਿਖਣੇ, ਪੇਜਿਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਿਖਣੇ, ਇਟ ਦ ਹੋਲ ਹਿਸਟਰੀ। ਸੋ ਇਟ ਟੁਕ ਅਬਾਊਟ 6 months before we completed it all. She started me where I was born, ਕਿੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਜਨਮ ਹੋਇਆ, everything.
ਐਂਡ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ 'ਚ ਹੀ ਕੰਫਰਟੇਬਲ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਸੀ? ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਨਰਵਸ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਖੁਦ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ।
ਮੈਂ ਵੈਰੀ ਸ਼ਾਇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਕਦੇ ਕਦੇ ਨਾ, ਕੋਈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਪੁੱਛੇ ਨਾ,
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜਨਰਲੀ ਲੋਕ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਇੱਕ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਅਚੀਵਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਬਾਵਜੂਦ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਰਿਸਟ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਣ ਨੂੰ। ਤਾਂ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਟਲੀ ਜੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੇ ਬੁੱਕ 'ਚ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਾਫੀ ਮਿਹਨਤ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਹੋਣੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਐਟਲੀਸਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਗੱਲ ਦੱਸ ਸਕੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਰ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਸਰ ਵਾਟਸ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਜੈਕਟ? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪਿੰਡ ਵੀ ਜਾਣਾ ਹੈ।
I like to quote the poor kids here, you know. Like I'm going to talk to Vicky Singh, ਆਪਾਂ Sikhlens ਦਾ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਸੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਬਣਾਈਏ ਕਿ ਵੀ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਗਰੀਬ ਬੰਦਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਪ ਕਰੀਏ ਨਾ, that's my next aim. And we can get a lot of sponsorship from UK ਨਾ, ਅਤੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਗਰੀਬਾਂ ਕੋਲ ਪੈਸੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਨਾ, ਇੱਥੇ ਹੈਗਾ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਮਾਈਂਡਡ। ਇਟਸ ਵੈਰੀ ਇੰਟਰਸਟਿੰਗ ਸਟੋਰੀ। ਮੈਂ ਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਲੰਧਰ ਸੀਗਾ, ਸਪੋਰਟ ਸ਼ਾਪ 'ਤੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਤਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਲੜਕਾ ਨਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਹਾਕੀ 'ਤੇ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਟੇਪ ਲਾਉਣ ਆਇਆ, ਐਂਡ ਇਜ਼ ਫਿਟ, ਆਈ ਸੌ ਹਿਮ, ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਵੈਰੀ ਫਿਟ ਲੈਡ, ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹਾਕੀ ਦੇ ਦੇ। ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹਾਕੀ ਦੇਣੀ। ਕਿਉਂ? ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਵੀਂ ਹਾਕੀ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਆਏਗਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੇਰਾ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੋਏਗਾ। So that was business minded, but I was looking at boys' fitness, ਮੁੰਡਾ ਯਾਰ ਖੇਲਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੈਗਾ, And the other day I met this kid, taxi driver, ਮੈਂ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਵੀ ਹਾਕੀ ਖੇਡਦਾ, ਤੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ 3-4 ਦਿਨ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਚ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੁਣ ਇੱਥੇ ਖਰੜ ਕਰਦਾ।
ਨਹੀਂ ਸਰ, ਅੱਛਾ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ 'ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਰਿਕੁਐਸਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਐਂਡ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਟਲੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਲੈਂਸ ਆਪਣੇ ਲੈਵਲ 'ਤੇ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਸੋਸ਼ਲ ਇਸ਼ੂਜ਼ 'ਤੇ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਤਾਂ ਡੈਫੀਨੇਟਲੀ ਅਗਰ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਚੈਪਟਰ ਬਣੇ ਔਰ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਕੰਟਰੀਬਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਹੋਏ।
ਲਾਈਕ ਵਿੱਕੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੋ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਿਹਾ ਨਾ, ਮੀਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ। ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਵੈਰੀ ਬਿਗ ਥਿੰਗ। ਜਦ ਤੱਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟੀ ਵੀ 'ਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਣਗੇ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਾ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ। ਹੁਣ ਸ਼ਾਰਟ ਮੂਵੀਜ਼ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਸਿੱਖੀਜ਼ਮ ਕੀ ਹੈਗੀ। ਹੀ ਇਜ਼ ਡੂਇੰਗ ਅ ਗ੍ਰੇਟ ਜੌਬ। ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੈਲੀਫੋਰਨੀਆ ਦਾ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਕੌਣ ਹੈਗੇ, ਉਸ ਨੇ ਕੋਈ ਇਰਾਨੀਅਨ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੈਗਾ।
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਰ ਇੱਕ ਹਾਰਡਸ਼ਿਪ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਿ ਇਟਸ ਨਾਟ ਈਜ਼ੀ ਫॉर एवरीवन ਟੂ ਪਰਸਿਊ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਪੈਸੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਆ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ।
ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟੀਨਏਜਰ ਸੀ, ਸਪੋਰਟਸ 'ਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਐਂਟਰੀ ਹੋਈ, ਤਾਂ ਕਦੇ ਸਰ ਪੈਸੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਦਿੱਕਤ ਆਈ ਜਾਂ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕਿ ਬਈ ਸਪੋਰਟਸ ਨਾ ਖੇਡੋ ਅੱਗੇ ਕਰੀਅਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣੂਗਾ?
ਮਾਈ ਫਾਦਰ ਲਾਈਕ ਉਹ ਕਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਮੈਂ ਗੋਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਫੋਟੋ ਆਈ ਨਿਊਜ਼ਪੇਪਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਤੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਫਾਦਰ ਮੁੰਡੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕਿ ਤੇਰਾ ਲੜਕਾ ਬੜਾ ਅੱਛਾ ਖੇਡਦਾ। ਮੇਰੇ ਫਾਦਰ ਨੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਹਾਕੀ ਕਰਤੀ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਹਾਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਕਰ।
ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਹਾਕੀ ਤੋੜਤੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ?
ਹਾਂ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਹਾਕੀ ਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੇਣੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ। So because they saw poverty from ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਗਏ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਇੰਡੀਆ, they were very poor. So then they became rich. That's all because and education is very important. Because sports that you know, sports is for certain time. Education can last you for whole your life, and nobody can steal that from you. Hockey, after 2 Olympics, you're gone. Another generation comes.
ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਬੜੀ ਇੱਕ ਰਿਮਾਰਕੇਬਲ ਜਰਨੀ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, being a son of a carpenter and a migrant and making it to the world's top stage, Olympics. So it's a great journey. And
it was a very interesting story. My father used to work for a company, Taylor is a very big company in Europe. And our boss na Montreal Olympics ਦੇਖਣ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, and my dad was saying ਮੇਰਾ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਹਾਕੀ ਖੇਡਦਾ, ਤੇ he didn't know who he was. तो ਜਦੋਂ Montreal ਗਿਆ ਨਾ, ਉਹ ਮੇਰੇ ਫਾਦਰ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਹ ਪੋਸਟਰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ Olympics ਦਾ, and that was my photograph.
So you were playing against the Pakistan, I think.
And my uncle was there also. Uncle was also jealous ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਨਾ ਕਿ
ਤਾਂ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਫਿਰ ਸਰ ਫਾਦਰ ਦੇ ਕੀ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਰਹੇ? ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਹਾਕੀ ਤੋੜੀ ਸੀ, ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਾਕੀ ਖੇਲੋ, ਔਰ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਪੋਸਟਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆਇਆ ਸਰ, ਉਹਦੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਸ ਪੋਸਟਰ ਸੀਗੇ ਸਰ।
It was very, we couldn't believe it. It was in tears actually. He was very emotional.
Yes sir, and thank you very much sir ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਟੇਜ ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲਿਆ।
Same here. Pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you very much, and thank you to the Sikhlens.
Thank you. I just want to thank Vicky Singh, Vicky and Gurpreet, what job they are doing. You can't believe it. For 25 years, and they have done a great job, and I wish them very good luck actually. Regarding my book, I want to thank Ojashvi, Mona, and Jaspreet, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cheers.
To everybody for joining us today. My name is Ojasvi Sharma, and I'm the Festival Director for Sikhlens in India. And it is a true privilege and an honor for us today to witness this occasion for an Olympian who was born in Uganda, who represented Uganda in the 1972 Munich Olympics, later went on to coach the American team, the Canadian hockey team, and then the team of the British Airways. And now, here in India, in Chandigarh with us, on this special occasion for celebrating 25 years of Sikhlens globally, we are truly privileged and honored to launch this book in Chandigarh, in India, and invite stalwarts of the Sikh community who are spread across the globe to Chandigarh as their home and to have found India as their home. So this book will officially be flagged off on the day of the film festival on 28th of February at the Sikh Arts and Film Festival at the Tagore Theatre. So everybody is welcome to join us at the opening ceremony where this book will be launched globally. And today you are witnessing this book, select preview launch of this book before the world stage launches it. And we are truly thankful to Sikhlens globally for choosing India as a destination, for India as the starting point from where we can flag off this book. So thank you so much for joining us today. Let us all have a group photograph today to mark a memory of this occasion with Kuldip Singh Bhogal ji and all the festival directors who have joined us from UK and America.